Are you like many of us average height motorcyclists who struggle with some of the tall adventure bikes? Or maybe you're new to motorcycling and you want to have that confidence that having both feet firmly planted on the ground will bring? Well, if so, this video is for you. Welcome back, y'all, to the Grand Shamrock Tour. Well, my name is John, and I've had my Honda Transalp for over a year. And although I love many of the features and the way this bike rides and handles, there are moments when I come up to a stop sign that I wish I was just a little bit taller, or maybe my bike was maybe that much shorter. Fortunately for me, the fine folks at AltRider have a solution. Now, I met Jeremy and his crew years ago at a motorcycle rally in Montana, and I bought a bunch of gear from them. That gear worked flawlessly. It served me for tens of thousands of miles. So it was no brainer for me to look at their website and find out that they had a solution for that problem that I was experiencing, just wanting to be able to lower my bike just enough so that I could be flat foot at a stop sign. Well, the advantage that AltRider's linkage provides is it's adjustable, not just for lowering my bike, but it also gives you the ability to raise this bike up higher if I end up selling to a former basketball player someday. All right, so I've explained to you why I wanted to do the AltRider lowering link, and this is an example of why. I'm 5'9 3/4". I kind of have to stretch just to clear, and then once I'm on the bike, I'm gonna have Carolyn just take a look, and you can see in a comfortable riding stance, my heels are up. Not bad. I mean, I have control of the bike. I certainly am stable, but it would be nice to be able to come to a stop sign flat-footed. So I'm hoping that the 25 millimeters of lowering will get me exactly where I want to be. All right, so let's get started, first of all, with what we're going to need to do the install. And if you don't mind, I'd like to talk for a second just about how innovative this design is. And the reason I say that is this particular design that they came up with, it just gives you a lot of versatility. Everything is labeled so you can see what your elevation changes are going to be. And it even made it more simple with the dot design, 2 dots, 4 dots. And Carolyn will put a link in here to give you exactly what those elevation changes are going to end up being. They've included some Loctite, resealable Loctite, so that you can change that elevation. One of the things I thought was kind of cool about this is it has a guard in there that really kind of keeps the debris off. The nice thing about AltRider is they have placed the factory needle bearings in their linkage. And so you don't have to take yours and try to replace them. That never works out. What really is handy about this is we'll simply be removing the bolts, the bushing, greasing it, replacing it in, and then we can do that, like I said, innovative design. All right, the only tools we're going to need for this project, fairly simple. You're going to want to get some waterproof grease because we're going to make sure that everything goes back together well. They've provided you with a Loctite. They've provided you all the materials. You only need a couple of 14 millimeter wrenches, a 10 millimeter, I believe, on one other location, but I haven't seen it yet, but I do know it said we may. A 4 millimeter Allen head, which is going to be used to attach the guard, the protective guard on it. And so that's all we need. And 2 torque wrenches. Carolyn will put the torque values as I put those bolts back in. She'll put them on the screen so you'll be able to follow along. And that's the only thing you need to do until you decide to lower the front end, which I may do at the end of this video. I'll say we're going to start this install by doing the simple project up here, which is to install that guard. And it's a very easy, uses a 4 millimeter Allen head, and the bolts here are requiring 9 Newton meters. So we're going to go ahead and set our torque wrench at 9 Newton meters. So 9 Newton meters for the 4 millimeter bolts. Now you're going to install these with just a drop of of a Loctite. Although it is a high vibration area, it's just not under a lot of stress. So the next thing, now we're going down here. We're going to pull the bolts that secure the current link, the non-adjustable link that's factory on the Honda. So I've got a 14 millimeter, both on both sides. The nut, the backing nut, is going to be on the right-hand side of the bike. The bolt will be removed on the left-hand side. So give me just a second and I'll pull that out. Well, the access to the nuts was difficult, but they're off now. Now what I want to do is relieve the pressure on the rear tire here, just enough that I can get those bolts to remove the factory link. All right, everybody, this is, we've got to a critical point. I've got my linkage bolts loosened, the nuts taken off. But one thing that I wanted to address is how we secure the bike. It's critical that this bike is secured and stable and that it allows the rear wheel to float freely. I put a pit bowl underneath there first to remove the bolts, and that worked really good because the bike was solid and whatever, but then I realized, oh, I gotta still be able to move that wheel up and down. If you don't have a center stand, a factory center stand or one from the aftermarket, this job becomes more difficult unless you have some kind of a motorcycle lift where you can elevate the bike so that this wheel moves freely. I'm in a good spot. I've got the bike secured well because I actually have engine guards and a bash plate, which makes it flat and makes it so that I can lock the bike to that motorcycle lift. That makes it real easy for me to come in and do the next step, which is remove those bolts. I'm going to remove that front one first. Let's see if we got a little bit of pressure here. Awesome. And no corrosion. That's exciting. Now the last one is I might need to take a little pressure off that wheel. Jeremy uses the boot lift. We'll try the boot lift. We'll try the tennis shoe lift. And that, look at that. It's easy as that. And the factory linkage comes out just like that. Now remember, we've got a bushing in here we have to remove, look, inspect, re-grease, and place it in our new AltRider linkage. All right, time for me to get up. So you can see our two linkages side by side, and again, we're going to make it so that I have the lowest possible setting, 25 millimeters on the bike. I'm going to remove the bushing from the factory linkage, and I'm very excited. There's no corrosion, no pitting, nothing on the bushing, nor was there on the bolts themselves. Now, these bolts use a self-locking nut, so we don't need to put any kind of Loctite on those, but we are going to re-lubricate this bushing. And the bolts before we put them back in. A thin layer of a good motorcycle waterproof grease is all you need, and then we will go ahead and install that. You know what, I also like to do this. It's always been a policy of mine is if you put just a little bit in the seal, it seems to, I don't know, I never lost a lot of bearings, and I live in Oregon. We've got a lot of water here in Oregon. But one of that thing is an ounce of prevention, it's a pound of cure. Put it on, we'll be wiping off the excess grease after installation. We might as well place these in now. And what we want to do is we want the 25 millimeter lowering and the back bolt, so we're going in there, so the two facing back. So here's a little trick. If you just put a dab of grease on there, you can wipe it off, but it'll kind of hold our stuff securely. All right, so as we said, you're given just four different adjustments on this, and you just need to know where your adjustment is, where you want it, and where you want to place these bolts. We're going to start by placing the front bolt in position. That's the longer of the two. And we'll get our AltRider linkage in position. Slides in like butter. Now we're going to mount ours in the rear hole, giving us that 25 millimeter drop. At this point, because I've got my helper with the camera, I'm going to go ahead and grab a block of wood. All right, I used a 2x4 to hold it up while I got those bolts in there. Now, what you want to do is tighten the bolts first. You want to tighten them before you actually torque them so that they're tight. And then once the suspension is laden again, so you got the bike on there, then set your final torque at that point. If I'm not mistaken. All right, so we got the back end lowered 25 millimeters with the AltRider link, and now I'm going to lower the front the maximum that I can. Unfortunately, I can't get 12. The ideal situation would be 1/2 the distance that we did in the back, or 1/2 the measurement we did in the back. I will not be able to do that, so instead I'll only be able to get 10 millimeters. It still will help adjust the rake and trail of the front end. The bike might turn just a little bit slower, but hey, I'm not in any hurry. We're going to loosen the front bolts, the pinch bolts on our triple tree, and they are 10 millimeter. And all I'm going to do is loosen them first. We don't want it to fall too fast. We'll do both sides, and then we'll do the top. You can see that it starts to taper. The factory fork down tube has a smooth finish. That's the maximum before it starts to go into a taper. So that's the maximum I'm going to be able to lower the front end, which happens to be, I measured, was 10 millimeters. Same thing on the top. Okay, at this point, to make my job a little easier, pretty tight confines inside that fairing. So I'm going to switch to a 1/4 inch drive since the bolts are loose. That'll allow me to get them loose and then tighten them up. And then I'll only have to use a 1/2 inch for the final torque. There she went. You see that tube go? Okay, so now to make this job easier, I'm going to lower the bike a little. Puts a little pressure on that tube. So we've got 11 millimeters on the front, and that's as much as we can get without running into the taper on the bottom. So at this point, all I'm going to do is lightly tighten the lower bolts first, just lightly tighten them. Again, we're going to do a sequential torque on these and get them just right by alternating back and forth. But I want to make sure that it doesn't drift down, the stanchion tube drift down into the triple tree. So give me just 1 second, let's do that. Oh, we lifted the bike back up for clearance, and we just give the tire a spin to make sure it is rolling free and easy, that there's not being bound up in any way. The only stiction that is happening is from the brake pads, and it is minimal, so I feel real comfortable that there is nothing binding or twisting on this front end. So with that, I am going to put just a wee bit of pressure back on the tire and do that final torque. Okay, so the torque spec on the triple clamps is 18 foot-pounds on the bottom, 16 foot-pounds on the top. We're going to go ahead, and we did the top already. We've torqued them and set them. We just got to finish them up, do it in sequence so you rotate back and forth until you get it to where it's supposed to be, and we'll finish that and do it right now. If you have a really good solution, maybe a nice torque wrench that's even smaller than this or more effective than this in tight confines like that can maybe go to a little bit higher value, would you drop it in the comments? I really love this little Techron, but it doesn't do much on anything like 10 millimeter or larger. It gets a little over its skis. If you have one, drop it in the comments. I would love to investigate it. And the person that's holding the camera, she's always supportive of getting new tools. So I got that going for me, which is something. Well, I'm still 5'9 3/4", but now I can sit flat-footed on my Honda Transalp. That's pretty exciting. Time to go for a ride.
Wait, aren't you forgetting something?
Like and subscribe? Oh, the measurements. Stick around to the end. We'll do all the final measurements and show you just what a difference adding this adjustable link made on my motorcycle. Well, the install in this video wasn't difficult at all. In fact, it was about an hour, hour and a half all in. Would have been a little faster if I'd had a center stand, so I'll probably pick up one of those for the future, because that will also make the adjustments with this link that much easier. Well, I do want to thank the folks at AltRider for providing the adjustable link for this video. And the fact that it's made out of solid billet aluminum, who does that? Well, they do. And I would encourage you to go to their website. Carolyn will put a link in the video. And if you go to them and you make a purchase, well, there's a chance we'll earn something. Maybe it'll be enough to buy a biscuit. And on that note, travel safe, and we're looking forward to seeing you out on the road. Just to clear.
And that's the one that's so apparent. That's at 10 inches and it was at 11.